Sir Harry Donald Secombe CBE was born in Swansea on the 8th of September 1921 and was a comedian, actor, singer and television presenter. Sir Harry was a member of the British radio comedy programme The Goon Show, playing many characters, but mostly Neddie Seagoon. He was an accomplished tenor, appearing in musicals and films, including the film Oliver, playing the part of Mr Bumble. In his later years, he was a presenter of television shows incorporating hymns and other devotional songs. Born in the St Thomas area of Swansea, he was the third of four children of Nellie Jane Gladys, a shop manageress, and Frederick Ernest Secombe, who was a commercial traveller and office worker for a Swansea wholesale grocery business. From the age of 11, Harry attended Dynevor School, a state grammar school in central Swansea. His family were churchgoers belonging to the congregation of St Thomas Church. As a member of the choir, he would perform a sketch entitled The Welsh Courtship, acting as feed to his sister Carol. His elder brother Fred Secombe was the author of several books telling of his experiences as an Anglican priest and rector. Sir Harry left school in 1937 and became a pay clerk at Baldwin Store, Swansea. In 1938, with the Second World War looming, he decided to join the Territorial Army, but he was very short-sighted, so he got a friend to tell him the sight test and then learnt it by heart. He served as a lance bombardier in number 132 Field Regiment of the Royal Artillery. He referred to the unit in which he served during the Second World War in the North Africa campaign, Sicily and Italy, as the 5 Mile Snipers. While in North Africa, he met Spike Milligan. In Sicily, he joined a concert party and developed his own comedy routines to entertain the troops. He visited the Falkland Islands to entertain the troops after the 1982 Falklands War. His old regiment promoted him to the rank of sergeant, 37 years after he had been demobbed from the army. He made his first radio broadcasts in May 1944 on a variety show aimed at the services. Following the end of the fighting in the war, but prior to demobilization, he joined a pool of entertainers in Naples and formed a comedy duo with Spike Milligan. In 1946, he joined the cast of the Windmill Theatre, using a routine he had developed in Italy about how people shaved. He said that his ability to sing could always be counted on to save him when he bombed. After a regional touring career, his first break came in radio when he was chosen as a resident comedian for the Welsh series Welsh Rarebit, followed by appearances on Variety Bandbox and a regular role in Educating Archie. He met Michael Benteen at the Windmill Theatre, and he was introduced to Peter Sellers by his agent Jimmy Grafton. Both Milligan and Sellers credited him with keeping the act on the bill when the club owners wanted to sack them. Together with Spike Milligan, the four wrote a comedy radio script, and Those Crazy People was commissioned and first broadcast on the 28th of May 1951. Produced by Dennis Mayne Wilson, this soon became The Goon Show, and the show remained on the air until 1960. Sir Harry mainly played Neddie Seagoon, around whom the show's absurd plots developed. In 1955, whilst appearing on The Goon Show, he was approached by the BBC to step in at short notice to take the lead role in the comedy Hancock's Half Hour. The star of the show, Tony Hancock, had decided to take an unannounced break abroad the day before the live airing of the second season. Sir Harry appeared in the lead for the first 3 episodes and had a guest role in the 4th after Hancock's return. All 4 episodes are lost, but following the discovery of the original scripts, the episodes were re-recorded in 2017 with Sir Harry's son, Andrew Secombe, performing the role held by his late father. With the success of The Goon Show, Sir Harry developed a dual career as both a comedy actor and a singer. At the beginning of his career as an entertainer, His act would end with a joke version about the duet Sweethearts, in which he sang both a baritone and falsetto parts. Trained under Italian maestro Manlio di Veroli, he emerged as a bel canto tenor. He insisted that in his case this meant canbelto, and had a long list of best-selling record albums to his credit. In 1958 he appeared in the film Jet Storm, which starred Dame Sybil Thorndike and Richard Attenborough, and in the same year he starred in the title role in Davy, one of Ealing Studios' last films. The power of his voice allowed him to appear in many stage musicals. This included 1963's Pickwick, based on Charles Dickens' The Pickwick Papers, which gave him the number 18 hit single If I Ruled the World. In 1965, the show was produced on tour in the United States, where on Broadway he was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical. In 1967, he scored his biggest hit single with his version of This Is My Song, which peaked at number 2 in the charts in April that year, while a recording by Petula Clark, which had hit number 1 in February, was still in the top 10. He also appeared in the musical The Four Musketeers at Drury Lane, as Mr Bumble in Carol Reed's film of Oliver, and in the Envy segment of the magnificent Seven Deadly Sins. He went on to star in his own television show, The Harry Secombe Show, which was broadcast on Christmas Day 1968 on BBC One, and ran for 31 episodes until 1973. A sketch comedy show featuring Julian Orchard as Secombe's regular sidekick, the series also featured guest appearances by fellow goon Spike Milligan, as well as leading performers such as Ronnie Barker and Arthur Lowe. Sir Harry later starred in similar shows such as Sing a Song of Secombe and ITV's Secombe with Music. Later in life, he attracted new audiences as a presenter of religious programs such as the BBC's Songs of Praise and ITV's Stars on Sunday and Highway. He was also a special programming consultant to Harlech Television and hosted a Thames television program in 1979 entitled Cross on the Donkey's Back. In the later half of the 1980s, he personally sponsored a football team for boys aged 9 to 11 in the local West Sutton Little League. They were called Secombe's Knights. In 1990, he was one of a few to be honoured by a second appearance on This Is Your Life, when he was surprised by Michael Aspel at a book signing in the London branch of W.H. Smith. He had been a subject of the show previously in March 1958, when Eamon Andrews surprised him at the BBC Television Theatre. In 1963, he was appointed a Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE. In 1981, he was knighted and jokingly referred to himself as Circumference, making fun of his rotund figure. The motto he chose for his coat of arms was "Go On," a reference to Goon. Sir Harry died on the 11th of April 2001 at the age of 79. His ashes are interred at the parish church of Shamley Green. On the 26th of October 2001, a memorial service to celebrate his life was held at Westminster Abbey. As well as family members and friends, the service was also attended by Charles, Prince of Wales, and representatives of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, Anne, Princess Royal, Princess Margaret, Countess of Snowdon, and Prince Edward, Duke of Kent. On his memorial stone is the inscription, "To know him was to love him." Upon hearing of his old friend's death, Spike Milligan quipped, "I'm glad he died before me because I didn't want him to sing at my funeral." But Sir Harry had the last laugh. Upon Milligan's own death the following year, a recording of Sir Harry's singing was played at Spike's memorial service. The Secombe Theatre at Sutton, Greater London, bears his name in his memory as a former local personality. He is also fondly remembered at the London Welsh Centre, where he opened the bar on St Patrick's Day, the 17th of March 1971.